Right, earthquakes. Now, last week there was a storm actually, Otto it was called.
Yeah.
It formed a week or so before, around the same time as that earthquake, that very big
Well, the
earthquake.
big one in the Pacific Ocean in the summer,
Yep.
Mr. Speaker. That really would have heated up the Pacific
you very
Ocean
much.
by half a degree.
Look at this. It's an example. Example, no good. Example. Everyone else should give the same. Would be.
They did.
Okay. Right. The earthquake. Now, there's some people around saying the earthquake was all a plot by the World Economic Forum.
Nah.
I have to tell you, they are. No, seriously. There's a Romanian politician that says it was a complete plot all along. They were getting ready to do this. Now this is bullshit, but I want to explain why we know it's bullshit. That massive earthquake was preceded. It was on the night of the 5th and 6th of February. The 4th of February,
Where, Mr. Speaker?
Turkey and,
the one
and
in
Syria.
Right.
And there was also a little one in southern
Well, it's on a
England.
fault line leading into
Yes.
Italy. Italy's
Yes.
a range of mountains.
Of course.
Yeah.
It's where tectonic plates are
Yes,
moving.
yes.
Right? Now, on the 4th of February, there was a gigantic Earth-facing coronal hole in the solar corona facing Earth on the 4th of February in the north half of the sun. A gigantic thing. The length of it was half the diameter of the sun. Amazing.
What is a coronal hole?
It's where the magnetic field is stronger,
So
it expels particles and very, very fast-moving electrons.
it hits the Earth.
Come out of it.
Zaps the Earth.
And it connects with the Sun-Earth magnetic field link, and it upsets the Earth's magnetic
Tectonic
field.
plates.
You get geomagnetic activity just after, and there was a lot of geomagnetic activity on the 5th and 6th, and that causes tiny motions in the tectonic plates, enough to make them
Yes,
jump.
that's correct. And they're pressurised to millions and millions of pounds of pressure,
See,
and they
normally-
always move because
always
eventually
trying
it's
to move.
like two bricks being forced together. One brick will either crumble or the other will go up or down.
So they're trying to move all the time.
Yeah.
And normally,
Well, due to the rotation of the Earth, Mr.
periods of
Speaker.
high solar activity, there's a lot of little shocks coming from the sun in the solar wind, and that enables these plates to move like this, and you get small earthquakes. Periods of low solar activity, which is now generally low solar activity, the plates don't get enough jolts to move until there's a big shock, and then
That's
they'll clunk like that. That is what happens in periods of generally low solar activity. Special hits like the Earth-facing coronal hole will cause these quakes. Last time we were in a period of generally low solar activity, the Maunder minimum in the late 1600s, there was also loads of earthquakes and volcanoes, and there will be more. There will be more between now and 2030. Now the World Economic Forum will probably claim it's theirs, or the stupidest people in the movement will accredit the World Economic Forum with this.
there
It's
is
like
harm.
saying to think and you can move the seas, right?
What about harm?
you couldn't. Well, we come to harp in a second. Another thing to know, last time there was a very, very, very big earthquake was the 11th of March 2011. And then that was also preceded
the
by
tsunami hit Japan.
Yep.
Yeah.
An Earth-facing coronal hole, but then it was in the lower half of the sun, and that's because it was that was an odd magnetic field. We're now in an even one. Sorry, an even odd one now. So the connection is north pole of the sun to north of the Earth. In this solar
Japan's
cycle,
in the
the
northern
previous one,
hemisphere, yeah.
it was from the south part of the sun to the north of the hemisphere, and these earthquakes we're talking about were in the north. So there was also big increase in geomagnetic activity and Earth-facing coronal hole and everything, just the same. That is the point. The sun is the driver. Now, I've been asked, what about HAARP?
Yeah.
This is the sending microwaves into the atmosphere, reflecting them down to hope they might influence weather or something. And there's a theory around these are triggering earthquakes. Look, this is complete nonsense. There's no evidence that this HAARP even affects the Earth's magnetic field in any measurable way. It's an infinitesimal thing. It's like arguing that a flea
Yes.
could
drop shit on London and we'd all drown in
a flea
SH.
could cause that bus to crash.
Yes, yes,
I mean,
yes.
it is complete insanity.
But why is it there?
People putting forward this nonsense. Well, they've got no understanding of science, no understanding of anything. So they again, attribute everything to the great powers that be. This only weakens the movement. It's completely stupid. If you want to believe the enemy have got superpowers, you might as well give up now. And you should not be going around preaching that they do. It's so stupid. Look, even King Canute understood this. His courtiers said,
Good old King, eh?
King, you're so powerful, you could stop the tide.
Yes.
And he said, look, that's bollocks, guys, and I'm going to prove it's not true. And he put his throne on the beach
Very
and he
good.
bade the seas to stop. And the seas did not. He got wet, and presumably he then executed his courtiers. I don't know. But, you know, whatever one does with those things. But look, we've got to have real science. We're calling for accountable science that applies to what we say in the movement as well. If people talk anything, they should be able to justify it. We believe in evidence-based science.